Hello everybody and welcome to Smack the Markets Trading Room weekly market wrap for weekend in the 30th of November. Now this week the news has been dominated by UK government and of course the continuation of Brexit discussions. There's also been quite a focus in oil as well, as the oil market or the price of oil has declined pretty substantially over the past few weeks and continued to decline through this week as well. Now, in the trading room, we try to stay away from the unpredictability of government politics. So we stayed away from the UK pound, but we did manage to take quite a few trades involving oil and oil-related markets. Now, it's also this week we managed to increase our trading volume slightly. So we're up to 5 trades this week with 3 winners, 1 loser, and 1 trade that's still open at the moment. Now, because we're at the end of the month, it actually puts us on about 8.25% for the month, as of course with 1 trade still open. Not too bad, but then again, it's not quite as good as last month in October, where we managed to top 24.5% through the course of the month. So let's take a look at some of the markets here that we traded in the trading room. So these were the trades that we took. It was the first one being Aussie CAD, so an oil-related currency. If we come and have a look at the market here from the higher time frame perspective, we can see that we're in a strong long trend. And on the daily chart, the market had just broken through a key level. If we come down to the mid time frames, we can see that we got a turnaround of trend here on the mid time frames and also a break of significant price levels too. So if we come to the 15-minute time frame, this was where we took the trade, and you can see that the market actually broke the resistance level. This is a resistance structure which later became our stop level. So we got a trend now that started to form here on the 15-minute time frame. We captured this sort of pullback into the moving averages and also back into this level where we could place our stop. So this was the setup, entry above the green line, stop just around the red line here too. So this is how the trade played out. The market continued. As the trend continued, we managed to capture our trade or capture our profit as the market moved on to our blue line up here. We then come down to the next trade, which was Kiwi against the CAD. So this one again very similar in the fact that the higher time frames were in long trends. You can see here on the daily chart the market's just broken through a key level, and as the markets continue to move long, similar scenario here on the mid time frames. We've now got a turnaround of mid time frame trends, and here on the lower time frames, on the 15-minute time frame, we waited for this sort of pullback into a pivot point, also back into a fib cluster, and also back into the moving averages as well. So this was our sort of setup here. The stop level being around the 9,000 key level here, and that's that blue line. So stop was just underneath this this swing, and also at that key level. So the entry was just above the green line here. And you can see that the trend continued nicely. So we actually covered this, or took the profit on this one at first target. The trend did continue for for much further, as you can see overnight, but it was quite a sort of choppy trend. It was quite sort of difficult for some time to be able to see some good direction. So we didn't want to hold this one in overnight. The next one was CAD against the Swissy. So if we take a look at CAD against the Swissy here, this was a short trade, and we waited for the market to start to form a new downtrend here on these higher time frames. You got this level here around sort of 75.50, where the market sort of found resistance at a few times before. The market then sort of rolled over, and we managed to capture a position here as the market broke this level here on the 4-hour time frame. If we come down to the 60-minute chart, you can see that the 60-minute chart's now formed a new downtrend. We captured this sort of pullback into the moving averages. So we got this bearish candle that pulled back into the moving averages here, entry below the low, stop above the high, and we're looking at trading this one short. So that's the conclusion of the trade. The trend continued and we managed to capture our target. The next trade here was on oil itself. Now, oil actually looks like it's been a lovely strong short trend here, but actually picking the right timing for entries has been rather sort of challenging with this market. Now, we identified a nice sort of opportunity around the $50 level, and we got the entry on the lower time frame here. So $50 level, which is this blue line through here, has been quite a key level on this market for some time. We waited for the market to break the level. You can see that it's tested it before rather precisely. It then sort of broke the level, then pulled back to it. And you can see that we've got a fib cluster with a couple of fib levels from fib studies on this downtrend. So we had a 38.2 plus a 50%, clustering with the moving averages here, also clustering with pivot points at the $50 level. So quite a lot going on here. So we took this bracket here of this trade, and of course we were looking at short opportunities. Now this one actually triggered the trade open, but it didn't play out. So you can see what happened. We got triggered into the trade, but then not long after, there was a big buying spree in oil, and reportedly came from Russia, apparently, and the price of oil sort of bounced above that $50 level here, and we got stopped out on this trade. Now, the last trade that we've taken, and actually, in fact, we're still in this trade here, is Kiwi yen. This one, again, it's a long trade because the trend here structure has been sort of very nice long, and on the 4-hour time frame, you can see that the market's just been consolidating overnight into the moving averages here. So when we come down to the lower time frames, there was a nice sort of rather tight consolidation here that the market had been going through overnight here. So this morning we saw this, and nice breakout level. There was a couple of stop levels as well. So we had the more conservative stop level around 77.70 around these lows, or a tighter, more aggressive stop level just underneath this pivot point and a bit tighter up here. Now, we identified this setup pretty much first thing this morning, but the trade didn't trigger until around lunchtime, and that, as the market carried on maturing, the higher stop level here became more validated, and we got a much tighter trade between these sort of two levels here. So obviously break above the green level here, looking for longs, and as I say, at this moment in time, that trade is still open and it's in profit. So we'll see how that one plays out throughout the rest of the evening. So overall, as I say, 5 trades, 3 winners, 1 loser, 1 trade still open as we currently sort of stand for the week. So that's how we traded the week in the trading room, and that's how we traded the month in the trading room as well this month. Certainly hope it helps, and look forward to speaking to you next time. Bye for now.